Imagine a world shrouded in darkness, where hope flickers like a fragile flame, threatened by the winds of despair. This was the world of Zechariah, a prophet who emerged from the ashes of captivity to deliver a message of hope and restoration to his people.
Like a beacon cutting through the gloom, Zechariah's words illuminated a path towards a brighter future, a future where God's presence would once again dwell among them. Little is known about Zechariah's personal life, his origins shrouded in the mists of time.
Yet, his words resonate with a power that transcends centuries, offering guidance and inspiration to those seeking meaning in a world often shrouded in uncertainty. He was not a king or a warrior, but a man chosen by a higher power to convey a message of profound significance.
Zechariah's name itself means God remembers, a fitting title for a prophet tasked with reminding his people that they were not forgotten. His prophecies, recorded in the book of Zechariah, stand as a testament to the enduring power of faith and the boundless nature of divine love.
Through vivid visions and symbolic language, Zechariah painted a picture of a future filled with both challenges and triumphs, a future where the fate of nations hung in the balance. His words offered solace to a people yearning for a return to their former glory, a return to a time when their connection to the divine was strong and their future seemed assured. The year was 538 BC. After decades of exile in Babylon, the Jewish people found themselves at a crossroads. The once mighty kingdom of Judah lay in ruins, its temple destroyed, its people scattered.
The Persians, led by Cyrus the Great, had conquered Babylon and, in an act of unexpected mercy, allowed the exiled Jews to return to their homeland. This return was not a triumphant homecoming, but a hesitant step into an uncertain future.
The land lay fallow, the city of Jerusalem a shadow of its former glory. The returning exiles faced the daunting task of rebuilding not just their homes and their lives, but also their relationship with God. It was in this climate of uncertainty and trepidation that Zechariah received his prophetic call.
Imagine the weight of expectation upon his shoulders. The people, traumatized by their exile, yearned for reassurance, for a sign that God had not abandoned them.
Zechariah's mission was to rekindle the flame of hope, to remind his people of God's enduring covenant, and to inspire them to rebuild their lives and their nation. His message was not one of blind optimism, but of courageous faith.
He warned of trials and tribulations ahead, but promised that God would be with them every step of the way. His prophecies served as a beacon of hope, guiding the returning exiles towards a brighter future, a future where Jerusalem would once again stand as a testament to God's power and glory.
Central to Zechariah's message was the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem. This was not merely a construction project, but a deeply symbolic act, representing the restoration of the covenant between God and his people.
The temple, once a glorious edifice, lay in ruins, a painful reminder of their exile and spiritual desolation.
In a series of vivid visions, Zechariah saw the temple rebuilt, its glory surpassing even its former splendor. This vision was not just about bricks and mortar, but about the restoration of their relationship with God. It was a promise that God would once again dwell among his people, that their prayers would be heard, and that their sacrifices would be accepted.
But Zechariah's message went beyond the immediate concerns of rebuilding. He spoke of a future king, a righteous branch who would build the temple of the Lord and bear royal majesty, and will sit as king on his throne.
This was a prophecy of the coming Messiah, a descendant of King David who would usher in an era of peace and justice. The promise of the Messiah offered hope not just for the Jewish people, but for all humanity.
It spoke of a time when war and oppression would cease, when righteousness would prevail, and when God's kingdom would be established on earth. This message of hope resonated deeply with the returning exiles, offering them a glimpse of a future filled with promise and divine blessing.
Section 4. Unveiling the Apocalypse. Understanding Zechariah's symbolic language. Zechariah's prophecies were often delivered in a language of symbolism and allegory, rich in imagery that could both inspire and perplex.
He spoke of horses of different colors, mysterious scrolls, and a woman named Wickedness trapped in a basket. These visions, though enigmatic, were not meant to be taken literally, but as symbolic representations of spiritual truths.
One of the most striking images in Zechariah is that of the 7 lamps and the 2 olive trees. The lamps represent the eyes of the Lord, which range throughout the earth, while the olive trees symbolize the two anointed ones, chosen by God to be his representatives on earth.
This vision emphasizes God's constant watchfulness over his creation and his commitment to guiding and protecting his people.
Another powerful symbol is that of the four horsemen, often interpreted as representing conquest, war, famine, and death. These horsemen are not agents of destruction sent by God, but rather symbols of the chaos and suffering that result from human sin and disobedience.
Zechariah's message is clear. Turning away from God's ways has dire consequences, leading to spiritual and physical devastation.
Understanding the symbolic language of Zechariah requires careful study and interpretation. By delving into the historical context, cultural background, and literary devices employed by the prophet, we can begin to unlock the deeper meaning behind these enigmatic visions and apply their timeless wisdom to our own lives.
As we move from ancient Judaism to Christian theology, we see how Zechariah's prophecies have been interpreted and reinterpreted over the centuries.
His visions of a future king, a messianic figure, were seen by early Christians as foretelling the coming of Jesus Christ. This connection between Zechariah's prophecies and the New Testament is profound and deeply influential.
The themes of restoration, redemption, and divine intervention present in Zechariah's writings resonated strongly with early Christians, shaping their understanding of Jesus as the fulfillment of these ancient promises.
Zechariah's influence extends beyond the Gospels, reaching into the epistles and even the book of Revelation, where his apocalyptic imagery finds new expression.
The continuity between Zechariah's visions and Christian eschatology highlights the enduring relevance of his message and its impact on the development of Christian thought. Zechariah's message is not confined to the past. It continues to speak to us today.
In a world filled with uncertainty and turmoil, Zechariah's call for repentance and return to God is as relevant now as it was in ancient times. His visions remind us of the importance of spiritual vigilance and moral integrity.
The symbolic language of Zechariah challenges us to look beyond the surface and seek deeper spiritual truths. It encourages us to reflect on our own lives and our relationship with the divine.
By embracing the lessons of Zechariah, we can find hope and guidance in our own spiritual journeys, drawing strength from his timeless wisdom.
Indeed, Zechariah's prophetic voice continues to inspire and challenge us, urging us to live with faith, compassion, and a commitment to justice. As we conclude our exploration of Zechariah's prophecies, we are left with a powerful call to action.
Zechariah's visions are not just ancient texts to be studied, but living messages to be embraced and acted upon. They call us to examine our lives, to seek justice, and to walk humbly with our God.
Let us take to heart the lessons of Zechariah, striving to live with integrity, compassion, and a deep sense of spiritual purpose.
By applying Zechariah's wisdom to our daily lives, we can become agents of positive change in our communities and the world.
Together, let us heed the call of Zechariah and work towards a future filled with hope, faith, and divine guidance.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the prophetic visions of Zechariah. May his words continue to inspire and guide you in your own spiritual path.